Yeah, guys, how are ya? Welcome back to Tea Talks
with Meosha
and Irina.
This one here.
We're back. What are we talking about today, Meosha?
Empath. So tell us, what does empath mean, Guru?
Okay, we're going to talk about empaths, and we're going to find out or help you figure out
if you are
whether or
one
not, yes, if you're one of them. So how do you know? What is an empath? Obviously, it comes from a word empathy, right? But it is the ability to understand the experiences and feelings of others outside of your own perspective.
Right.
What does that mean, right?
Yeah.
It's literally how do you know if you are one of them?
It's like you're an X-Man. Am I one?
Sure. E-man for empath. I don't know. E-woman. Empath, I think it also has to do with emotions, which is, why E. I don't know. I'm just doing
this
my
one
own
here that stems in it.
I like to, analyze and stuff. But anyway, how do you know if you're an empath? And is it a good thing? And how does it make you feel? And all of that jazz that comes with it, all that mess, a wonderful mess. So, like it or not, you are an empath too, actually. Just the one that flows with it a bit more.
Yeah.
That's all.
I flow.
Yeah, she flows. I tend to absorb it more. But she's good at
deflecting it.
Deflecting it. Thank you. Perfect word, Meosha. Look at you growing
up. Oh my goodness.
I love that. She's right here. We're right. New 21 looks good on you.
Yo.
Deflect, yes. Some of us have that ability, others not so much.
Right.
An empath, okay.
Yes.
So like we explained, have you ever felt, I know I feel it a lot, where somebody will experience something that they share with you.
Yes.
And then you take on their mood and you can't shake it. I mean, I know you can shake it, but I'm saying, have you ever felt that? Like, this is one of the
Yes, I have.
Signs.
Maybe I'll give an example with us.
Okay.
I think I was exhausted. Oh no, and
oh yeah,
that
I remember
was
that.
cray. I was exhausted. She calls me, and
yeah.
I told her I was tired, and I tell to what degree, but she literally.
I was singing and being happy.
She
I was
was
at the
so
top
excited.
Of the world.
She was up here, and I was literally not sleeping. I haven't slept in maybe 24 hours. And she's like, yeah. Next thing you know, she's like, woo. By the time we were done talking.
5 minutes into it, okay.
She felt everything. And I'm all amped, and she gave me so much energy. I was like, yeah, I feel good. Well, I'm feeling good today. And she was
I remember that.
Dead. You were dead. So that's an example.
What happened? I was doing so great. You were the one. She literally, you should have heard her. Her words were slurring. She was that tired.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, you need some sleep. And she's like, no, it's okay. I can talk.
Yeah.
And then not 5 minutes into it, I swear, she's all chirped up and she's laughing and talking it up, and I'm yawning. I can't stop yawning, and I'm like, dude, all of a sudden I'm just so exhausted. I'm like, did I just take on your tired? This isn't cool. You got to tell me next time where you are on the scale of 1 to 10 so that I don't call you, because I don't want that. That is a true story.
That is a true story.
That's a very timely and appropriate memory. Wow.
Yes.
She is surprising me today. Wow, what's going on, Meosha?
So you're funny. No, so that's a great example, because also of how where you are, that you are an empath. That's something that, because it's not even 5 minutes she felt it. I was like, whoa.
I not only felt it, I took it.
Literally, it was she was me, if anything, and I was like, yeah, thank you, love ya, bye-bye.
Let's do this again sometime. Not, but yes,
that's an example. Yeah,
it's true. There are different levels of that exchange.
Yeah,
some people will, if you're an empath like Meosha, she is very good at deflecting she'll understand how you feel, but she will not take it on. I, on the other hand, I am all in. Like, I'll literally absorb it.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing and a curse for me, because I am still learning how to be that person for others, but not make it my own at the end of the day. Like, not take on somebody else's pain and carry it. That's been my issue, and I know that, and I'm dealing with that as we speak, because I love being there for people and helping them get out of whatever mess they're in, mentally, spiritually, or whatever. Hence my meditation sessions.
Yep.
And that's actually
by the
where
way,
I'm
you
learning.
can go down here and find the link to her classes to sign up.
Yes.
Side note. All right, cool. Good. Just shameless plug. Sorry.
Hey, that's okay. But we can shamelessly plug in each other all day long because we're in this together.
Well, that's right.
But actually, that's where I'm learning how to protect my own energy field in order to still be able to give of myself to others, but to keep that barrier of letting that energy go elsewhere instead of becoming my own. So it's definitely a skill to be developed, and I'm working on it. That's pretty exciting. I'm getting there. But anyway, if you have felt like you take on somebody else's emotions and feelings, or you can have a conversation with someone and they're trying to explain to you how they feel, you're like, I get it, I can just sense it. You're definitely an empath. Another way, I'm not sure if there's more to it than that as far as how you can tell.
And do you have any examples for you? Like, do you have like anything that anything that happened, like where you were like, oh, that's how you knew that?
I have examples of my own of how I can tell with other people. And the reason I say this is because, for example, my husband and I, we will get into these conversations if we're both talking to the same person across the room with us, right? I will pick up on their inner state of being, their emotions and whatever, where he just picks up the dry dialogue. He just picks up the words. And so his response to them is different than my response, because my response comes from taking into account their emotional state of being. So I would soften my dialogue because I understand that.
Sympathetic?
Yeah, more sympathetic towards it. Whereas to him, it's very cut and dry and very matter of fact.
Okay.
He doesn't take the time to consider the feelings. To him, it's all about the facts, all about it is what it is. But not everybody processes it that way, and not everybody can handle just a straight up fact.
True.
Sometimes you have to
kind of
package it a little bit different. Yes.
It's okay.
For it to be more digestible. You know what I mean?
Some people are not there.
And that's where I see a lot of it. Like, he's a good contrast for me in that regard, because we can show each other. He helps me deliver the message, so to speak, in a more direct manner, because that is what I'm struggling with. Whereas I help him understand why I do what I do. So it's kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it answers the question. It's kind of a long-winded way to explain it, but yes. So if you're an empath, basically you are destined to be of service to other people. And if you are shying away from it, you are really taken away from yourself. Because the way that you recharge, even though it drains you, I know it's such an oxymoron, but the way that you recharge is when you are being of service to other people in giving of yourself.
Yeah.
So if you haven't tried it, I encourage you to try it, because not only do you get to understand yourself better, but you're also recharging that internal battery.
Yeah.
That's how I know it works with me.
Now, being that you are an empath, or what are some things that you do to, like you said, because you take on those emotions, that person, what do you do to recharge your batteries? What are some things that you do to kind of help you?
Well, for me personally, it's meditation, to kind of let go of that energy field, if you will. But also, it affects me physically.
Oh, wow.
It does. So I couldn't understand it for the longest, because I'd go to massage therapy thinking maybe I'm just working out too much, or just maybe I'm malnourished or something, even though I eat pretty well. But I'd go to massage, and she's pretty intuitive, so she would say, you just take on so many things, and I couldn't, for the longest, it didn't register with me, right? I understood it logically, but I didn't have that aha moment until very recently, where I was like, wait a minute, could it be that I am channeling all of these feelings, emotions, and even physicalities of other people to where it's processing through my own body? And some people do that, and I am just one of those people.
Yeah.
And I've just had to accept that fact, because she's like, you're the most messed up healthy person that I get to see. Meaning,
funny.
There's nothing visibly wrong with me. I'm not suffering from any big ailments, thank God. I do take care of myself pretty well.
Yeah.
But when I go and lie down on her table, she's like, I don't understand how you get so tense, so mixed up. And she's like, I don't get it. Why are you like this? So it is, again, that process through, feedback and stuff like that, that I got to figure that out about myself.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So...
As far back I can remember, it never was something that
Because you deflect. That is your superpower. Because
I didn't even have that superpower. Thank you.
That's superpower. I could use some of that. Teach me.
I don't know.
Because I just suck it all in. Not willingly, not consciously. It just what is. That's just how I process it.
Okay, a good example, I think, and this is maybe a bad example, maybe. I'm sorry, guys. But I'm thinking in terms of, acting, right? So you take on a role, right? You don't take this character home with you. You leave it there. So maybe
that
that's an
I can
option.
do, actually. So that's the funny part is, yes, I can do the role and leave it there and not bring it home with me.
Right.
And maybe it's because I know that it's whatever you want to put it, make-believe. But when it comes to real situations and real people, I have yet to figure out how to build that protection layer. I'm not calling it a wall because walls keeps everybody away, but protection layer to where I can still be of service without harming myself, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I am seeing the progress in it, because I've started to, for example, do a meditation before the session with a person, where I set myself up and saying like, okay, I'm literally putting that protective layer in order not to come in contact with whatever it is that I'm going to be working with, right? Or, and there's also, if you go way, 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 way back, our grandmas used to burn sage. And we thought this was such voodoo crap, right? But really what burning of sage creates is the, first of all, it smells good. I like it. But it also creates the smoke, the smoke, which helps eliminate any psychic debris from the room. If you look into Reiki or any other energetic field practices, that is one of the ways that they cleanse of themselves and everything else. In massage therapy, they wash their hands after each physical contact. Not only because of germs, they do it is so that they don't take on whatever it is, the
chemical stuff kind of transfers.
Not only biochemical, but also the energetic field of the person. Because when we come in contact, there is that electromagnetic field and exchange that happens. So, and when you are tactile, it's even more so. So when you wash your hands, you literally are breaking that contact with said person, especially if you're dealing with sick people.
That's true.
So there's candlelight, there's salt. There are so many different ways. Crystals, so many ways. I think crystals probably deflect it, which is why I think it's, but each crystal has its own meaning as to what kind of
crystal it is and what does it do.
Right, what kind of emotion or energy it helps repair, protect, or otherwise. So yeah, there's so many ways. To some it may sound like frou-frou stuff, like whatever, it's like, okay, she crazy, but it's
funny.
To me it's as normal as, I don't know, eating, because I'm around it so much. And for me, it's become just the norm. So that's why I can talk about it in such a free way.
No, that's another that's another topic. Anyway, yes.
What?
No, but that's an interesting way to do it. I don't really know anything about crystals, but I know a few people that do them, and I don't really know like in depth about crystals, but
I'm not attracted to crystals myself personally. It's not my thing.
It's not my thing either.
But I know it's out there, and people swear by it. And I think each one of us has our own way to resonate with what works for us.
Yeah.
For some, it could be even as simple as breath work.
Yeah.
Literally, there's breath work that will help you release some of these psych toxins, if you will. Yeah.
Wow.
So there are so many ways. I think it's just about finding your way. And the way you know is what makes you feel better, obviously lighter, what resonates, makes sense. It's not something that you feel resistance to. That's how I feel about crystals.
Okay.
Even though I read a little bit about it just to kind of familiarize myself with it. But if it's something that you instantly feel like, that's not me, it's not for me, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So it's about intuition. It's about listening to that gut and figuring out. So, but empath it's a really cool place to be in if you learn how to work with it and how to make it work for you. So, it took me a minute because I had to kind of poke in the dark. I didn't have any guidance. But that's why I thought it would be cool to talk about it, because I'm sure there's people out there, because I ask that myself a lot. Like, why do I feel the sadness of others? Like, I would literally tell my husband, I feel so sad. He's like, what are you sad about? I'm like, all I can tell you, it's not my sadness. I know I feel it, but it's not mine.
It's a gift.
And sometimes I would be like, I know I'm thinking of a specific person and what they are sad about at that moment. Like, I would literally have such strong feelings about it. You know, it sucks, because why can't I feel ecstatic because of other people feeling it, right? But I think negative emotions, they're just stronger and less desirable, which is why they are so clingy, maybe. Because the more we want to let go of something, the more it clings, right? And the more we want to attain something,
it goes
the
away.
less it's in proximity. Which is why happiness is less to be available, because we all just so want it. I'm saying for those who desperately want it, it's further away. It's when you're relaxing into it, it naturally happens to you, because you're like, I'm cool, I'm good, I'm receiving it.
Yeah.
But it's when you're like, oh my God, I just want to let go of this sadness and this creepy feeling, and it just claws into you. So that's where things like meditation and all this helps, because you are practicing to release and to just be in a moment where your alignment finds you, and you're able to more naturally step into a better sense of being instead of fighting it. Anytime you fight anything, I've learned, you're not going to win. It's when you surrender to it.
I'm joking. Yes.
In this
You're right. You're
concept.
Right. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
So,
I understand that.
How does it feel to be a deflective kind of empath?
I
How
think
does that
I've
work?
always had it ever since I was a kid. You know, I grew up in a, my background was a bit different. I was in the church, and it was more of like, prayer, and you could meditate and pray and read the Bible. That's the thing. And I feel like that was more of, like, even before we left the house, we'd have to pray to have that armor on, which is why I think deflecting of things, attaching itself to you, spiritually speaking. So
I agree. That makes sense.
And I think that was, the foundation for me growing up. So
I have a very specific question for you, actually. It's a good segue for it, too.
Oh, God, my leg.
You said you meditate and pray.
Yeah. So prayer, right, there's a difference.
That's why I brought it up. I want you guys to hear that, because a lot of people
think it's the same thing.
No, a lot of people who pray or put God first, they feel guilty about meditation because they feel like it's something not of God.
Interesting. Well, praying and meditating is actually a good thing, and it's actually in the Bible.
Oh, I didn't
meditation.
know that.
Yeah, it got to to meditate on the Word. It doesn't mean you always have something to say. Sometimes it could just be sitting in that quietness, right, and have that intention out there and just letting God speak. Sometimes you don't have to speak; it's God speaking to you. Or, and it's, I think sometimes prayer, we're so used to talking so much, and it's like, all right, shut up. Sometimes we need to meditate and to let God speak to us and listen. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what meditation, prayer is more like you're talking and it's having a conversation with God versus God talking to you. So there's a difference, big difference. And it actually is very helpful. I
bet. I agree.
Because then you're open to more of like, okay, guidance, he's like guidance of your life. So you're not just it's like, okay, everything, like just being in the flow, like we were talking about, of having everything just, if that's your guidance, everything else is just going to line itself up to wherever you go.
Yep. To sum it up, the best way I heard it,
yes,
prayer is you talking to God. Meditation is God talking and you listening. So that's where those two coexist and actually make a perfect, well-rounded tool.
Yeah. Because in our world,
the better it gets.
the better it gets.
I snuck that one in there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
So, this is a very enlightening subject, so we hope you feel enlightened. Meditate or come over and I will help you.
Whoa, that was a
Come over. Book a sesh. I do them online too. Guided meditations help those who aren't yet feeling like they're ready to do that on their own, or they feel overwhelmed, or they have a lot to deal with. So that's where guided meditation is good, because you're seeking help before you are able to fly on your own. You can check out my take on meditation on my website, www.irinailarova.com, or you could just say Irina A Meditation and you will find my website.
Yes.
Just see what other people say about it.
And sign up. Honestly, it's good stuff. And no, not free stuff, but sign up. It's amazing. She's worth the price for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. No free stuff over here, dude. But
oh my God. I'm done.
No.
I'm done.
No, but honestly, guys, she's amazing. She's worth it. I'm not kidding. Your reviews are great. Everybody that you've done and helped,
everybody that I've done and helped.
Helped. Have soared. She has great reviews. I'm not just doing it just because I'm her friend, but I'm honest. She's amazing. So yeah, check out the site. And
or not, or just sit down and meditate 5-10 minutes a day on your own. All you have to do is focus on your breath, close your eyes. Your mind is going to wander, and that's okay. Just keep bringing your attention to your breath. Really, that's all that it is.
That's it.
Do it on a daily. You'd be surprised what you discover.
How much better you'll feel. And side note for you, if you're not in Los Angeles, and you want to still take a class, she does it through.
Just not a class.
Not a class, a session. Sorry, she's
Seance. Session. Not a class. She keeps calling it a class.
My bad. Session.
Yes, I do them online too.
She does online, so you can still sign up.
I prefer in person just because it's that much more.
But just for those that are not
The only reason I don't like it online is because there are possible interruptions that
could occur.
Technology, yes, that's outside of our control. That is the only difference. But as far as the effect of meditation, what? What'd you say?
You're right. Continue.
But as far as the effect of the meditation is the same, whether it's online or in person. Obviously, if you have a chance to do it in person, I encourage that. But if you're not in LA, online is an option. So yeah. Till next time, guys. Bye. We'll see you again.
Ciao, Bella.